And welcome back to The Truth Hurts, where we expose corrupt politicians and lying corporate media. I'm Jake Duesenberg. We're broadcasting live today from Roseville, Minnesota, in the belly of the beast. I'm here without MAGA Jesse. I can't believe it. He's seeing family. It was like exactly. It was last Thursday. He's like, oh yeah, I'm taking off for like 2 weeks. I'm like, what on earth? Like, how am I doing the show without MAGA Jesse, the star of the show? So filling in for him is none other than the lovely Bridget Williams. How you doing?
I'm doing great, but I don't know if I'm going to take Jesse's spot.
She's so nervous. She's like, oh, now I got to talk about the politics.
I'm just like, I'll read comments.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, even though Tucker and Jesse are bros, he's probably like, yes.
Tucker and Jesse are probably still chatting.
There you go.
Tucker, he says, God bless Michael Cassidy for demolishing the Satan statue at the Iowa Capitol. And 100%.
Yeah. By the way, Bridget will be reading your comments if you want to join our show just in Rumble. Well, you'll monitor Facebook and all that stuff too. Yeah. But for sure, go to Rumble. And if you want to interrupt us anytime, hit that Rumble rant. We're on a streak. Don't let the streak fail. Even with the terrible show we did last Thursday, we still kept the streak going. Run the dials, as always, is Mr. Deep State himself, Dawson.
That's me. I guess.
Okay. What an asshole. Hey, like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do the show alone. And what does he do? I'm just going to be a man of short words here. That's crazy.
I've got fun things to say about our head story. So.
Well, the head story is going to be delayed for a second. I don't usually do this. When we tell you about what the show is about, we usually go right in that story. This is breaking news as of about noon today. A federal judge orders documents naming Jeffrey Epstein's associates to be unsealed. More than 150 people are expected to be identified in early January. What I don't know is if those 150 names are including the victims, okay? But certainly they're talking about some of the customers. But and this is the big conspiracy: is why hasn't Jeffrey Epstein's list been made public? You know, it's supposedly of the world's wealthy and famous. We know from flight logs, you know, some of the top people, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, you know, Prince Andrew, have flown on his plane. A federal judge in New York has ordered a vast unsealing of court documents in early 2024 that will make public the names of scores of Jeffrey Epstein's associates. The documents are part of a settled civil lawsuit alleging Epstein's one-time paramour. What is that word? Paramour?
I don't know.
Giselle Maxwell facilitated the sexual abuse of Virginia. Boy, I'm just going to stop with pronouncing names today. Terms of the 2017 settlement were not disclosed. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence after she was convicted of sex trafficking and procuring girls for Epstein, who died by well, there's one fake news story there. Died by suicide. Anyone who did not successfully fight to keep their name out of the civil case could see their name become public, including Epstein's victims, co-conspirators, and innocent associates. So here's the question I have. I mean, I'm somewhat excited about this news, okay? In 2024, shaping up to be a really monumental year, right? But is this actually going to come out? First of all, is it just a bunch of innocent associates, like the banker that didn't know what was going on? You know what I'm saying?
What's a Jam Teddy in the comment? He says no big names.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, like it's not going to be anything big.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
I mean, that's the scary part is we'll never know, right? So to me, it is hopefully a good news story. And when you look at 2024 and the shit that's going to go down in 2024, you're like, and this is how it's getting started, because I think this is supposed to be released on January 1.
Yep, that's what I read.
So some of the people have already been publicly associated with Epstein. For instance, Harvard law professor Ellen Dershowitz is publicly named in the judge's order. Certain minor victims will remain redacted. So, I mean, could be a big story. This is breaking as of, here we go. Judge Loretta Preska set the release for January 1, giving anyone who objects to their documents becoming public time to object. Her ruling, though, said that since some of the individuals have given media interviews with their names should not stay private. All right. That's breaking news. Okay, let's get into the flag design. Here's the deal. I want to hear from you guys, okay? I'm going to give you my opinion, right? But I want to hear from you guys. I honestly did not give a crap about the story. Bridget, did you care? I mean, all of a sudden this thing just blew up this week.
I haven't followed it at all, but I mean, I don't love the Minnesota state flag as it is, but I also don't really care that much either way.
Well, can we agree on that? And please, in the comment section, let us know. Can we agree that the old Minnesota flag is kind of shitty? Can you pull up the old Minnesota flag for
Yep.
me, Dawson?
I'll work on that.
I just don't like it because you have to look. I mean, it's just like a big circle that you can't, unless you look very closely, see things. And it's so
Right.
like so many other states have that. It's kind of boring, I think.
Yeah, and I think Wisconsin kind of
Yeah.
does. That's yeah. See, there's.
Whoa.
Why is it
Yeah,
backwards?
why is it backwards?
That's my.
That's weird.
Well, thank you, Bing. Appreciate that.
Pan flag colors. Wait, what did you type in here?
I typed in old
T-Wall's here.
Minnesota
Good afternoon.
flag.
Hey,
and then
T-Wall. Good to see T-Wall.
Razzle Dazzles, Hate MN, Alley Cat 62.
The best shows are when we have T-Wall and K-Wall. Okay.
Oh, they're probably both here.
I don't.
They usually both
usually.
sound off. That's Minnesota's current flag.
Yeah, there
It's
we
so.
go.
I mean-
busy.
Can't we just admit that's butt ugly?
They've got the lady slippers on there. I assume
Which is good.
1858 was the founding.
Yeah.
I don't know
suppose
why
there's
they
some
make
You
cool-
don't know the founding of Minnesota?
Me?
Yeah, 1858.
Heck no.
What's
They've got a
1819
star.
1893? I actually don't know that.
1819, 1893.
Somebody. Tucker
Eight-
says nothing wrong with the
t-
flag.
1819. Well, let's see. Minnesota would have been.
No, I disagree with Tucker. That's a bad take. From
Same
a
with
from
Razzle
a
Dazzles. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I just think it's kind of.
You guys think
Eh.
there's nothing wrong with this flag? You don't think this thing's awful looking?
I don't think it's awful. I think that's a little dramatic, but it's just.
it
not
says the toilet
amazing.
of the world. Look at this.
The toilet of the of the North. Nord.
Oh well,
Yeah.
that's bad
Okay,
design.
well, can you zoom in on this thing? This is the controversy. You got a white guy plowing a field, probably a Norwegian,
Oh gosh, maybe I can't.
and you got an Indian on horseback, and someone got butthurt about that. And
Mm.
so that's kind of what spurred the change. How is that offensive to Native Americans? That is the dumbest thing. People just have to create their own crap.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw Warroad didn't have to rename their football or their mascot, the Warroad Warriors. I can't even say it. What are you gonna say, Bridget?
Base Minnesota says, does anyone actually care about the Minnesota flag?
Yes.
Yes, apparently
I guess
everyone
they do.
does.
I mean, yeah, most people in the comments actually say, are like on the side of liking it or not changing it. Hey, MN says, changing the flag is another attempt to erase more history, revisionist history.
But what
JM
history
Teddy
is
agrees
that
with Tucker.
showing?
But
What
see,
history
to
is
me,
that?
it's just a awful looking flag. But you know, I think maybe a lot of people are just like, yeah, but the roots of why they redesigned it is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, what's racist about that? It's
Yeah,
so
I
dumb.
think that it's weird that they went in with like a whole. Oh well, it's got a Native American in it. That's not okay. Who
So-
cares if it's got a Native American in it? It looks like garbage. What is up with this guy's feet?
There was this old thing about he's wearing socks. Well, no, he's the poor white guy that can't even afford. Wesenberg's joined in, by the way.
Oh shoot.
We got Senator Wesenberg joining us. He's going to give us an update on it. Here's the deal. Can we stay on that, or do you?
I have to. It's one or the other. Zoom or.
Oh, well then hold on, Wesenberg, just 1 second.
Yep.
Go back to that flag. See, to me, this is against the white man. He has to work, and apparently he can't even afford shoes. So he's got to work barefoot, plowing a field. Meanwhile, that Indian gets to ride horseback and frolic around in the forest, probably go catch some walleye. I don't know. It seems to me this is anti-white.
Did you notice that there's like this is like supposed to be the sun, and this is like this white in the background is clouds, and then the sky is yellow right here. Did you notice that?
No, I did
Yeah,
not
but you
notice that.
didn't
That's
because it looks like
hilarious.
garbage. It's
Yeah,
like,
it is awful.
I thought this was a bush for the longest time.
And then what is this stuff? There's like a mound of dirt, but there's blue over it.
This
Maybe it's a rock in a lake.
I didn't know that they had. I didn't know
Some
that they had
cattails.
MS Paint in 1858, but they sure
Okay,
did.
I don't think it's that bad.
You don't think it's that bad?
I think you guys are picking it apart too much.
I don't
but
really
I
care.
just-
We're gonna go into much more important stories.
Yeah.
All right. So anyhow, I think a lot of you guys know because it's been going around social media how this flag was quickly turning into something that resembled a state or a province of Somalia. Who knows? Shithole country. Don't really know much about. I think we all became experts in Somalia, or what is it? Puntland or Puntland or whatever the hell it is. All right, pull up this commission website. State Emblems Redesign Commission was officially called. And this is actually what was being proposed. This is what got everyone hot. And I don't disagree with them. That's just a shitty looking flag in my opinion. Not the whole part, but it's like that green. When I was a young guy, like middle school, I remember we had to dress up for school one day. Maybe it's football or something like that. If you think I have no fashion sense right now, I was way worse as a middle schooler. And I wore like blue pants with like a green top or something like that. And I learned at that age that you don't mix those two colors. It was like not right. Am I correct on this? Is that like a fashion screw up fashion statement? Is that not right?
I don't know. I think you can mix anything, do what you want now with fashion.
When it comes to color theory, it's really interesting how these colors play against each other. This is like,
I actually kind of like the look of
this green is a little bit, to me, it's a little bit too it's a little bit too saturated. So it's just, this stands out so much harder than everything else does in this flag, and I think that that's weird. Mute this a little bit, make the flag cool, like not cool like sick, but cool like temperature wise, and then I like it a lot. And
well, the star is also like that quilt looking star,
Yeah.
Go to the artist. Let me get his name right. Andrew Precker from Laverne. So Andrew Precker, pretty much as far south as you can get in Minnesota, or southwest, I should say.
How do you spell that?
No, I've got the article. It's on line 8. This is that wasn't. They chose his design as the winning design, but then they managed to kind of screw up. See, now that's not as hideous to me.
I like this one.
And what that represents, so I like the star, represents the lakes, then the land, and then the snow on top. Okay, kind of but before you think that there's some genius behind the whole thing, scroll down. He just created this on his iPad.
Hey, who is this guy?
I don't know.
Random.
He just 24 years old, probably at a coffee shop, drew it on his iPad. Okay, but I'm not going to hate on it. Quite frankly, that's as easy of a design that you need for a flag. A flag should be simple. Hence part of the problem with their old flag, in my opinion, okay?
Recognizable from a distance.
Most people in the comments disagree. People like
well, let's go to the comments. I'm not sold on my opinion here, okay?
Yeah. No, Mike Gittler says she might not be the prettiest flag, but she was our flag. And then T. Wall says baby blue and lime green. And then Carla Nelson says, are they saying what the colors represent?
That's the Patriot, Carla Nelson, right?
Yes.
I just don't.
So.
I want to make sure it's not the Senator Carla Nelson weighing in on it.
I don't think so.
When it comes to are they saying what the colors represent? I think that's like the thing with art is you're choosing what it represents to you. And
okay, so people have a point. Go to Wikipedia and look up, is it Puntland, Somalia? That wasn't even like literally in anyone's vocabulary before today.
How do you spell it?
Punt, like you're punting a football, land.
Punt.
Yeah.
Is it?
You know what? Just Google Puntland, Somalia, or Puntland flag. That's what I just did. And you could see they got the green. See, there you go. And now go back to that website that showed the design. This is what scared a lot of us. Not that one. That's the original one. Okay. That's the one. See? So it's like, well, now we're adopting it. Like literally, isn't it the same colors? Don't you think?
They're very close, but they are different.
Yeah, they're close but different. All right. That's what scared a lot of people. And quite frankly, it kind of ruins it. I think someone accused Ilhan Omar from coming from there. I don't know. Maybe
that's what people in the comments.
Maybe her husband, or her husband, came from there. I don't know.
Mark
you don't know that story.
Says
That's
the dark blue is supposed to be the shape of Minnesota.
Yeah. So go. So this is the thing is like where the state comes in, right? That's the idea.
That's
I don't
nice.
know if he had this all stuff. That's not like a crazy thing. Those are on flags, right?
Yeah, it's an inverted triangle is what it's called.
There you go.
I love the design of this flag, and I'm pumped about it. Well, sorry, this is the different colors and the different shape of the star, but
well, let's look at this. So, by the way, the commission does not allow the flag to represent one kind of like people, one kind of thing. So it's like, if you're trying to put the Somali part into a flag, it would be against the spirit of the statute that was written. In fact, can I find this here? Let me see what it actually says here. I think
Brad says it's a Banana Republic flag for a Banana Republic state.
Well, I know that's the other thing. This is from the statute. Symbols, emblems, or likenesses that represent only a single community or a person, regardless of whether real or stylized, may not be included in a design. All right. So I'm saying here's the community. I guess would be, Puntland. Well, anyhow, long story short, they didn't go with that. All right. So let's show them the winning design. That's the winning design right there. Minnesota flag.
I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty darn gorgeous. Those are nice colors to fly. I think simplistic, and it'll probably blend into the sky a lot. But then you see this dark blue with the star flapping in the wind. I think that's pretty cool. I like it.
Bridget, your thoughts?
I do like it. I like the look of it.
I think it's
Personally.
good. Right? Are we off base on this thing? Are we?
Tucker.
Tell me.
Tucker is not a fan of it.
Tucker, why aren't you a fan of this flag?
He's going to replace them all with the old one, apparently.
I want, Tucker, give me reasoning. What is your
can live with
how
it.
come this is a bad
Yeah, I
flag?
feel like maybe people just don't like it because the origins of this whole redesign was the wrong origins, saying that it's racist, right?
Yeah.
But to me, it's like the flag was not
Does it
that
look
good
like
looking.
a flag from a soccer team? That's what Tucker
Soccer
said.
teams have some good flags.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says looks like toilet paper. Okay. Carla Nelson says Ukraine color, but she likes the Minnesota shape.
Ukraine color.
If the stripes could be red and white, that'd be good.
I bet half of these lefties wish it was just the Ukrainian flag.
If the stripes were red and white, wouldn't it be the Cuban flag?
Oh gosh. I don't know.
Wouldn't that be fun if there's a big Q on it? I don't think that's a bad looking flag. I think it captures us. You get rid of the hideous green color.
I kind of like how it's focusing
K-Wall,
way
give us
harder
10
on
bucks.
the.
Oh,
on
thanks,
the,
K-Wall.
Says keeping the streak alive. Cheers.
Thank you.
you.
Yeah, well, T-Wall's been here the whole time, and we had
Yeah.
to wait for K-Wall to come in, apparently.
I actually kind of super like how this reminds me of a lake with like a beach, like a lakefront property.
Or
type
another way
thing.
you could look at it is dark waters of Lake Superior versus light waters of some
Yeah.
lakes or rivers, maybe.
I like how it feels like water, and also it's cold. The flag is
It is
cold
cold.
colors, and so it's like, up
It
north.
does
Cold
kind of
North
make you cold
Minnesota.
looking at the
Yeah.
thing, does it not?
Also, keep in mind when this flag is hung by its side with the star facing north, and then the inverted triangle pointing at it. That'll look super cool.
All right, let Wesenberg in. I think the legislature actually has to vote on this. So I think it, and then I think it's set to go in place as soon as or on April 1st, which is just kind of funny. The real question is how much
Yeah, how
taxpayer
much-
money? $35,000 is a question I hate Minnesota. How much taxpayer money? I think that's what the commission was budgeted
It's
to
kind
do.
of dumb to change the flag. Like,
What's that?
if it costs money, I think it's a waste.
Well,
Yeah.
Like with everything else that they could be doing.
Do we have Wesenberg?
it looks like he's coming in. Nathan W. He screwed up his name. That's pretty funny.
We'll ask a state senator what his thoughts are on the flag, and then we're going to go through some of my designs that did not get accepted. Oh, we need to get Liberty Longbeard's flag design that didn't get accepted either.
I don't have that one.
Oh, we don't have that one.
No.
If you're watching Tushi, you know what to do.
Give me just a moment.
So, is that basically it? People just are objecting to it because of the reason the foundation. That's what I'm kind of curious.
Kelly Radke says, look up what the 8-pointed star means in Islam.
Well, that's dumb.
Okay.
I'll say it. That's a bad reason to not use a shape.
Do you think people could go a little?
Yeah, I think, I mean,
Conspiracy
you could
in it.
have many different cultures weighing in on what a certain shape or symbol means. I don't think it means anything here.
We've got him.
Wesenberg, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
State Senator Wesenberg, huh?
That's right.
Oh, were those your flag submissions on the wall?
Yeah, right back there with my kids. The only flag I care about is red, white, and blue. This other stuff is a waste of time and bullshit. So,
America. So,
yeah.
looks like you just went over the people on our threads.
Yeah.
Is this official now, or does it still get approval from the legislature?
Well, from what I understand, we tried to make it have approval from the legislature, and that was changed. So I think it's just this 13-person committee, and we don't have a say.
Okay, can he see our screen if we put the flag up?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what the flag looks like. Tell me your honest thoughts. What you think of this flag design?
Sorry.
This is the winning one, not the Puntland Somalia. That did not win. This is the winning flag design. What are your thoughts, Senator Wesenberg?
I think it's a stupid waste of taxpayer money. We have better things to be talking about than changing the flag. If you don't like what the flag looked like, great, but let's not be crying about that stuff. We have other things to talk about.
Okay.
I went to Senator Kunish back in April, and I said, if you want to change the flag, have the Native American and the white person smoking a peace pipe. There we go. Let's work together and move on.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of working together in this current environment, right? Jeez. I agree with you. I think we should talk about the things that are more important. I will say I'm a little upset. 2 of my flag designs that did not get approved. Let's go to the first one here. This one I really was hoping, and then I thought they copied my flag design when they approved it. See, look at this thing. The colors, the white, the blue, instead of that hideous green.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually just my kid's shower curtain.
I was like, I actually thought
Say
that
it looks
was a
like swim
shower.
trunks.
I probably do have some trunks that look like that. I do like those 2 colors, by the way. But yeah, that was flag design number 1. Then I was really inspired by all these hunters getting politically active. I thought, how else could we capture the essence of nature in Minnesota? And so here we go. This is flag design number 2. This did not make it. By the way, your wife weighed in on it. Can you see the comments? Go to the top of the comments. Yeah, there she goes. She edited it to add a little red for
That's pretty funny,
representing communist, the communism ushered in by Tim Walz.
That's right.
There you go. We'll get to that story in just a bit. Here, so I like what you have to say. Not the most important issue on the planet. You guys care. Let me finish up with comments here, and then I want to go to the story that I think everyone really should be outraged about.
Apparently, the flag goes into effect on May 11th on Statehood Day. Alley Cat 62 says there should be 5 points on the star. Buddy 036 says more waste of taxpayer dollars on a non-issue item. Way to go, Walls.
I disagree on the 5-pointed star, only because that's specifically the Northern Star is what it's trying to represent,
Right.
not the American flag kind of star. So there's a reason that it is. There's a reason that it is like that, I think.
You know what? I just realized what we should have done, Wesenberg, is we should have put a drag performer on top of the star.
Gosh.
That would have been very Minnesotan-like.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very inclusive.
Yep. All right, let's talk about something I think people need to care about. There was this terrible gun ruling in Minnesota yesterday in the Court of Appeals, and this actually, to me, this is an issue I don't think a lot of people know. Are you aware of this yesterday, Weezy?
So I only became aware of it when I read your article, and I reached out to Jay and talked to him. I reached out to Ben also, and he hadn't heard about it yet, so he's looking into it. So I only know what I read from your story, what Jay told me. So that's all I know.
Okay,
so, I didn't know about it.
Let's pull up this article here, Dawson. So let me set the scene. There's a gentleman. He rolls over the car. I don't know the story. I don't think he's been charged with drunken driving. Okay, generally what we always think of when you hear about a rollover car. Could have just slipped the ice, whatever it is. It was February 2022. Rolls over a car. Police come to the scene. State trooper comes to the scene. And he alerts the state trooper that he's got a pistol, but he doesn't have a permit to carry. Which to me means...
Can I pause you? Tucker
yep.
just gave $50. The new flag should just be plain white. Here's the 100th episode beer fund. Thanks, Tucker.
You notice how he ups the stakes when Jesse's gone and it's just you when he gets more Bridget
gosh,
time?
I don't know.
Wow.
Jake, which article were you talking about? I was moderating.
The one on line 11. But thanks very much, Tucker. And that's a great idea. 100th episode. I can't believe this. Guys, 100th episode's next week. We got a show on Thursday. Bashowski's coming back. And then we're not going to do one the day after Christmas. So our 100th episode is the last. We did not plan this, right? 100th episode is slated for the end of next week. Now, here's the question. MAGA Jesse is going to be in the air flying back to Minnesota at 1 o'clock on Thursday. Is it okay if we move the show to Friday? I want to hear it. Same time on Friday. Would you guys be down with it, or should we go to Thursday evening? In the comment section, you guys are the live audience. I want to hear from you guys first. So tell us, tell us if you want the show to the 100th episode to stay the same time, go to the evening on Thursday, or go to Friday. Either way, we can drink beer because, oh my
Dang,
God.
Bad Hat Harry, $50. More Bridget time. Oh, gosh.
You know what,
Keep 'em
Bridget?
coming.
That's what the people want. That is what the people
I will
want.
read comments all day if it gets you.
I think Whiskey
Fundraising.
Tango Foxtrot's right. I want Maggie Jesse to be there. So,
Yeah, Jesse has to be there.
well, we got Fridays. A lot of people saying Friday's good. Oh, look at
Friday's
Fridays.
okay. Friday's good. Friday 1 p.m. fine. Friday.
Okay.
What's the date that day?
Mark
Friday
says
the-
evening Thursday, but
It would be the 29th of December. That'll be the last show of the year.
That seems solid to me.
That does seem solid?
Yeah.
Okay.
on a Friday at 1.
I mean, that's just if you want to watch it live. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you're watching after the fact. You can watch it anytime after the fact. 100th
Most
episode.
people say, yeah, Friday.
Okay. I think we might move it to Friday. We do have to have Mega Jesse in there. Man, Mega Jesse and the Raw. That's fun stuff. Okay, let's go to the story here. This is, okay, so gentleman rolls over the vehicle, tells the police officer he's got a pistol, but he doesn't have a permit to carry it. So it must mean to me that it was uncased, right? So there's, what is that? I think that's a misdemeanor, gross misdemeanor to carry a firearm without a permit to carry, which, by the way, totally against that law. The state patrol officer looks at the firearm. It's a, quote, ghost gun, and does not see a serial number on this ghost gun. And so he gets charged with possession of a firearm that he doesn't have a permit to carry, and also not having a marked firearm, which I believe is a felony offense in the state of Minnesota. And we had a lady on here, Sarah, her son, good red-blooded American, good family. He's currently being prosecuted by, I was going to say Becker County. Wesenberg, you know the story, right? It's not Becker County.
Yeah.
Is it Becker County?
It's
Sherburne County. He's being prosecuted for the same bullshit law. No federal law. It's not a federal law. State law seems to be in conflict of it. State law is certainly in conflict with the Second Amendment, says that the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right? So anyhow, he's being prosecuted. Well, he tells the judge, the district judge in Anoka County, that's where this is happening, and argues that there wasn't probable cause because basically, well, I'll go back to the article here. Now I'm forgetting what I wrote about it. Scroll down real quick. The gentleman's name is Logan Hunter Vagel. Scroll down here real quick. Go back up real quick. Okay, since federal laws do not require serial number on self-made firearms, Vagel moved to dismiss the charge for lack of probable cause. The court agreed with him and dismissed the charge. But Keith Ellison, an Anoka County attorney, said no way. They appealed this decision to the Court of Appeals. Yesterday, the Court of Appeals ruled on it. They wrote Minnesota Statute Section 609-667, which prohibits the possession of a firearm that is not identified by a serial number, is not unconstitutionally vague as applied to Vagel's possession of a privately made firearm without a serial number. The district court erred by granting Vagel's motion to dismiss the section, charged for lack of probable cause, reversed and remanded. So now this poor gentleman, doing no harm to society, because he doesn't have an arbitrary freaking number on a firearm, allegedly, because I don't know, right? In the case that Sarah's son's going through, Walker, there is numbers on that firearm. That's the bullshit in that case. But let's just say he put his own serial number on it, and the serial number's 1. What the hell good does that do, right? So here they have a clear infringement on the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms, and that is our Attorney General leading the charge, taking this poor sap to, basically want to probably throw him in prison. What do you think about that, Wesenberg?
Yeah, so they're going to force the kid to go to take this to federal court, and at the federal level, the ATF says what he did is legal. You do not have to have serial numbers on these firearms that you make. So they're forcing these people to spend money to defend themselves, and they're hoping that they can't afford it. because it's going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars probably. So it's our communist government in Minnesota trying to change law. They're going to want ghost gun laws possibly this year. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but yeah, it's a bunch of crap.
Well, it is a bunch of crap, and quite frankly, it has to go to a federal court, in my opinion, because the next next appeal would go up to the Minnesota Supreme Court. Do we have any faith that they would rule appropriately on this? So it's got to go it's got to go to a federal court. I can already think of one current case that this matters to, and there's going to be probably tons of other cases. So it's one of those things that has to be decided at a federal level. But just this is the thing that really bothers me. Okay. You go read the article at actionforliberty.com. We actually have the actual decision linked in the first paragraph. The Constitution wasn't written in a way that only lawyers could read. And arguing these stupid words, it's like shall not be infringed is the most clear word in all of law, and the supreme law of the land is the U.S. Constitution, and the first 10 amendments, which are the Bill of Rights, and it says. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It actually says a well-regulated militia, being that of us, who's a militia? It's us, we the people, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And it's like they are doing this right in front of our eyes. Now, there's a lot of other cases where they're doing it. I think, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, Wesenberg, we shouldn't even have to ask permission, get a permit from the government to carry a firearm. That should just be a God-given right that's protected by the Constitution.
Well, not should be, it is.
Right.
You don't get to keep your rights if you don't use them. So the Constitution says what it says, so that's what you do. And say, no, I'm not going to listen to you, or I'm going to carry a gun. We shouldn't have to have a permit to carry. Second Amendment doesn't say we need a permit to carry. The Second Amendment is to keep a tyrannical government from overthrowing us. Mm-hmm. The government's scared shitless because we have an army bigger than theirs, and they know they can't control us when we have weapons, and that's why they're trying to take our guns away. So all this stuff is bullshit. We need to say no. Unfortunately, we've got these tyrants in charge in Minnesota. They're charging this kid and maybe throw him in jail if we don't get someone to support him. So maybe some, lawyer can pro bono support him, or we get some Ted Nugent to give him $1 million and say, go F yourself, Keith Ellison. But we can't stop fighting, and they want us to roll over. The thing is, we're running forward. We're running into the fire. We're not going away.
Mm-hmm. What the hell does that sign say in the background, by the way?
Oh, those are I love you, Dad.
Yeah, it says in You Rock, Dad.
Why does it say?
You rock, Dad.
Oh, okay, that's it. Rock. I thought it said you look,
Rock.
Dad. I was like, rock.
No,
okay.
You rock, Dad. Yeah, those are from my kids for Father's Day. Yeah.
Oh, what a sweetheart. Oh, jeez. All right, good on guns, good with family. Let's go to the comment section.
Not a whole lot, but hey, and then says our country is the only country with a militia. We are the last stand. That's one of the reasons the globalists hate us.
That's right. Yeah, they can't repel us. I mean, there's too many guns, and that's a good thing in that regard, no doubt about it. All right, let's go to another story more important than the flag. Okay, by the way, $35,000 to do the flag commission, right? So they, I mean, I guess that's coming from surplus money, right? Money that should come back to us. Speaking of surplus money, let's bring up this article. The IRS is taxing our surplus money. Isn't that great? So get this. You pay taxes to the state of Minnesota. If you don't, that's pretty bold. I appreciate that. I'm not against that. I just personally do it myself. Want to stay in the clear. But it really kills me inside that I do it. You pay taxes to the state of Minnesota. And what does Minnesota do? They basically keep all the extra money that they didn't need. That's what a surplus is. We overtaxed you, and we're just going to keep it spinning to the tune of like $20 billion by Tim Walz and gang. Okay? But they gave back about $1 billion. All right? They give that back to us. That equated $260 an individual, and families up to $1,300. So they give that back, right? That's a tax rebate. It was tax money. It went to the government coffers. They give it back. The IRS then comes in and goes, I want that money. It's like, this is taxed money. And we got a bunch of politicians now speaking of, oh, well, man, I'm real mad at the IRS. You know, Wesenberg, at some point we just got to say, no, the state of Minnesota is not going to give that money back to you guys. Like, you have no right to take that.
Yeah, let's start with repealing the 16th Amendment, stop paying income taxes.
But we're not repealing the 16th Amendment. I think we need to pay.
Well, I know that, but it's ridiculous. We're overtaxed. We're taxed on tax money, and it never ends. I don't have a solution because can't we write a bill that just says no, IRS will not get the money. Like, it's a state money that was issued back a tax refund. Go F yourself. You're not getting the money. Yeah, and well, if you're going to use that language, I think you should have Jesse write it. But yeah, write it. I mean, we'll put it in. It's not going to pass, obviously. We know that, but no, we shouldn't be giving our taxpayer tax money to the government. So,
well, I agree with that. Just 100%. No tax money to these guys, right?
Two Walls saying, are they taxed as income?
Well, that's it's an income tax, so it just gets added. Yeah, and basically, if you go pull that article back up there, Dawson, what it's the projections here, and this is from Paul Marquardt, the commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Revenue. If that name sounds familiar, he was one of the con artists that, when he was a Democrat legislator, voted to keep Walz's emergency powers when it really mattered, because he was against Walz's emergency powers during election season, and then in January, when we had the votes to switch it, then he reneged on it, right? That's who's running the Department of Revenue. Very fitting. So if you got a $260 check, they estimate you'll pay anywhere between $26 and $57, right? And then if you're a family of 5 like myself, you cough up between $130 to $286. There you go. So it's not all your money to keep, right? Now, here's another solution. If the state of Minnesota is not going to fight back and say the federal government cannot take your money, and basically we all have to resist as a whole in the state, and then what I would do if I wrote the language, we'll arrest IRS agents that try to enforce that. That's what I would do, right? Wesenberg, get on that one. Nullification bill. We will arrest IRS agents in the state of Minnesota that try to take those taxes. But if no one wants to fight that way, we'll then give back the current surplus back to the people. Okay? Make up that difference. But all these people receive a tax rebate, not planning on getting taxed on that money, and the damn federal government's now going to reach into our pocket and take that money. That's wrong. And by the way, we have a record surplus again.
I think we may have talked about this before, but that bill, that the language that Bill Liskey and myself wrote up to give all the money, the $2,200 back, and we call it the Walz rebate checks. So it went into the reviser when we had 6 weeks probably for a bill to go in and come out. We had it back in 2 days because it said Walz rebate checks. So they must have thought it was real and really from Walz. And we did exactly what he said. I'm going to give you $2,200 back. And then he said, no, we can't do that. I lied to get reelected. We're not giving you your money back. It's bullshit.
Yeah. And then what does Walz do? He blames it on the Republicans. That's an interesting thing. Now, by the way, Republicans failed at this too, okay, before you were in office, by the way. But they have a trifecta of the government, and we don't get more of a surplus back. He blames on the Republicans. It's a big joke. A big joke. Okay, let's go to what's going on here with the hunters politically organizing. You sent me a picture from, where was that, up north? Like another packed room. Yeah, another packed room.
Yeah, well, I just made a post on my Senate page. We had, so in Morrill, Minnesota, which is east of Royalton, so southeast of Little Falls, northeast of St. Cloud, in the middle of nowhere, we had 450 people show up at like a ballroom event. And all these events, we got 300 to 500 people showing up, pissed off sportsmen and farmers because the wolves aren't being managed properly. And the DNR is not doing anything about it because they're controlled by the far left and Native Americans in the state. And one thing I've been hearing from the ranchers, which really pisses me off, is even when the state is saying, yes, we agree that a wolf killed your calf and you will get reimbursed, they're not getting reimbursed. So these people have been waiting years for reimbursements. They're not getting the reimbursements.
Yeah,
so I'm actually
reimbursed with our money too.
I don't. Yeah. Well. Yeah. It's
Well, that's the
taxpayer
crazy
money,
thing.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
But I mean, that's the thing. So if we manage the wolves, they're not losing their cattle, and then we don't have to worry about reimbursing them money. Um, so they're not getting their reimbursements. I'm going to be in touch with the president of the Cattlemen's Association here, hopefully after this today, and talk to him about putting pressure on them, which they already are. But it's just getting stories from these people, writing something up about that. But if we manage the wolves, we won't have to worry about them killing our deer, and we won't have to worry about them killing the cattle. So the cattlemen wouldn't have to get reimbursed with our tax dollars, which, as of 2 weeks ago, a lady on Sunday night said they sold calves for $1,400 a piece. And if they can prove it was a wolf that took their calf, they're only getting like $400. So not even a third of what the value is, which is also crap. So then they lost 10 calves and they only got reimbursed for one. So, 9 times 1,400. So we're at $15,000 they lost because wolves ate their calves and they couldn't prove it was a wolf. And that's one rancher times how many ranchers are in the state of Minnesota. And then the DNR and Howling for Wolves says, well, less ranchers are saying that wolves are eating their calves. Yeah, because they're not getting reimbursed. So they're taking care of it themselves.
Yeah, we didn't say that live on air. Pull up the picture of this.
I didn't say I did it.
No one did that. Yeah. Well,
No one
it's the talk everyone knows. All right, look at this picture here. Let's click on the picture. This is from Wesenberg's Senate page. Look at that. That is that's a political movement right there.
Yep, and there was 450 people plus. There's people in the entryway back to the left, and there's a bar to the left that was packed with standing room only. In the back, it's standing room only. And this is everywhere we're going. It's standing room only, and people are, man.
What is being said at these meetings? I'd like to go to one of these in the new year, right?
Yep.
What's the agenda? Tell me about the agenda.
I mean, we're just going out and, we're trying to be a voice. Well, I mean, I didn't start the thing. I'm going there because I have a background in wildlife biology and I've worked with wolves for a long time. So I understand the science. So I can talk about that and actually understand what I'm talking about. But the DNR is mismanaging our wildlife. And by mismanaging, not managing.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, let's start, like, people show up. This is a packed room.
What are the people saying?
No, what happens? Like, is there like a list of speakers? Is there a slideshow?
Yeah, so Steve Porter, for about 45 minutes, he has like a slideshow and he speaks about, what I was talking about, our problem with wolves and how they're affecting the deer and cattlemen and how the DNR isn't managing it. Sportsmen aren't being heard. He goes through that. He shows some slides. He shows how, we've tried to pass bills that get shot down. Obviously, the wolves are protected federally right now, but I brought up the fact, and he uses that Minnesota just passed legalizing marijuana, which is illegal federally, but they did it. And then they say, well, we can't do this because it's illegal federally. Well, baloney.
Right.
You just did that, so you can do it with this too. And any state you can look at, you can probably find something that they're not listening to the feds and they're doing it anyway. So we need to take back control locally and have a wolf season today. And it's not happening. So that's that's what we're talking about, and we're getting these. That's why these people are coming, because we're actually listening to them. I write these articles. The Star Tribune's like, this crazy senator says we need a wolf season, and all these people are like, yeah, we do.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're crazy, that whole room's crazy. Like,
right.
Everyone knows you gotta hunt apex predators. You can't leave them unchecked. It's the biggest joke in the world, right? And it's funny to watch the media just like minimize this. In fact, I was watching one and. I don't know if it was Duluth or what it was, but the story was about how, the bad winters have led to the big numbers drop, which is so true, which also makes them more vulnerable to wolves. So yeah, we've had really bad winters, 2021, or 2020, 2022. And then they end the show talking about global warming. Just like, what? What do you, like that? Okay, well, let's get that global warming moving faster. I know right now it seems warm. I think last December was warm, too, if I remember right. And then it got brutally cold. It's hard to keep track of this year.
Last winter was really bad.
Of course it was bad.
Well, the last 2
no,
winters.
that was the argument they made. That was the argument they made. The argument was there was more snow because of how warm it was getting. Like, I think they kind of believe this craziness that they're saying.
Yeah, well... They do. And if people want to go to these meetings, obviously people know that. Just go to the Hunters for Hunters Facebook page or website and see where they're going to be. I know there is going to be one in St. Cloud in January, I believe, January 19th. You'll have to look. I plan on going to that one. Nisswa, January 11, Little Falls, January 12th, Isle, January 13th. There's one coming up in Detroit Lakes here, December 29, I think. There's 10 right now planned for the future, and there's going to be more coming. And the message is all the same. People are pissed off. The DNR doesn't know how to do their job, and we need to speak up and we need to make change. I mean, yeah.
Where can people find the dates for that?
The dates for this?
Or the dates for like all the meetings? Because Brad's asking when is the next one, and I'm sure other people probably want to go. Like, is there one spot?
It's on the Hunters for Hunters website and their Facebook page. And I could reach out to Steve and see if maybe they can have like a link where they're all there. I think they probably did a couple weeks ago, but they could update that. Just so you can see it all. And maybe if you go to their website, I guess I usually look at them on Facebook, but if you go to their website, maybe it's all right there. I guess I don't look at their website a lot. But the info is there.
Yeah, and I think in the article we posted, to go to actionforliberty.com, we posted a bunch of them. Razzle dazzle. Want to go to one of these meetings with me? Yeah, I'll go. Let's do it. Maybe the Little Falls one works out. I don't know, but I think, in fact, I think we should go there.
Night.
Oh, is it? I think we should go there and film, Dawson. I think that'd be a good idea. We go there and get.
And
get
the funny thing is now, Minnesota Deer Hunters Association for a decade hasn't been listening to hunters, and that's why all these hunters are frustrated, because hunters are part of Minnesota Deer Hunters Association, and Minnesota Deer Hunters Association is supposed to have quality deer management. That's the thing. Well, the people at the top are saying we have to protect wolves, and they're using money to buy land that we can't even hunt on. That's not what Minnesota Deer Hunters Association exists for. So
what are they buying the land for then?
Well, so you can go take pictures
of wolves.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So now they're getting so much pressure that they've come out and said, yeah, we need a wolf season, and we need to work on getting more deer in the state. Well, too little, too late. You've lost so many people. This organization is growing and actually listening to people and doing something. Where Minnesota Deer Hunters Association, unfortunately, there's a lot of good people at the lower level, but at the top, it's just left political crap, and they're not doing anything for wildlife management.
Yeah. Well, all right. We'll go to one of those. Probably bring some cameras. Next story. Let's have you on here. This is an interesting one. Your cohorts up there in the Senate, rhinos. They like to file erroneous campaign finance complaints against us, and this actually broke after we got off air on Thursday, so we didn't get to bring it to you live when it happened. But the Campaign Finance Board decided to dismiss a case against us that was just another massive witch hunt. Now this is a elaborate scheme by the Republican establishment. You got David Hannon. I don't know how invested he is on it. All I know is that lawyer, if you look in the background on that picture to the right of him, Reed LeBeau, this rhino establishment weasel, this guy is hired. He is still the attorney for the Republican Party of Minnesota. Okay, this is the guy that files these complaints against us. You got the Senate Victory Fund. So a lot of your peers, Nathan, that are behind this stuff. Scroll down here real quick, Wesenberg, or Dawson. Let me show you, because I think a link. Yeah, see, click on that link there, the false allegation. This is how the scheme works, and we did a show, or part of a show, about this. That's Mike Campbell. He's the guy that kind of orchestrated the whole thing. They find like some poor sap, and they convince him to file the complaint against us. And in this case, they had to send staffer write the complaint, or say she thought she heard something. It's a ridiculous thing. So this is the corrupt scheme. They do some intel gathering. They recruit a complainant. They hire a crony law firm. That's Reed LeBeau. They file this erroneous complaint with the Campaign Finance Board. Now, this is something that's been used in the past against us by rhinos, and even the Democrats did this against us. But in the past, the CFB has been a professional organization, okay? And so, it just ended there. And I still think the legal staff at the campaign finance board are professionals, from what we can tell. What's not professional is the weaponization of the CFP as an entity by the Walz appointed people on the board, including rhinos that hate our guts. In fact, that's probably the people that are really against us. But, of course, the left on the board is probably like, haha, good, go get these guys. So they start these witch hunts against us with zero proof, zero evidence. And in the case of this one, it was just so ridiculous that it lasted this long. They already, I think it was like September, October, the legal staff said there is no evidence that they committed anything wrong here. And they ignored their legal staff and said, keep investigating, keep the witch hunt on, basically. Well, I didn't say witch hunt, but you know what I'm saying. So they kept investigating, and they still found nothing on us. It's like, because, I don't know, maybe we don't do anything wrong on these cases. So all it is a massive hit job against us. And pull up the article again. I'm happy to announce at least one of these cases. Actually, by the way, we've had 4 cases against us. We've already had 3 dismissed. The 4th one will be dismissed as well. But this one, they found there was absolutely nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. By the way, they also attacked Tom DePel, who was running for the Senate, who lost by 321 votes because the Republican establishment tried sinking his campaign. And then the guy that they tried propping up, Tony Jurgens, then ended up endorsing the Democrat in the race. And that's why the power went to the Democrats. So this is the order on December 13th. We didn't find out about it for days, so it was the 14th that we found out about it. But this is the case. Now go back up real quick. And go below that. Yeah, see, there's Reed LeBeau. This is the attorney. And this is him at the state central meeting that Mega Jesse was talking about. And this is the guy getting stage time. They still hire this guy as a lawyer. By the way, Wesenberg, this is what you should do. The Senate Victory Fund, which is the political arm of the Senate Republicans, paid that law firm $200,000 the day before the 2022 election. Do you have any idea? You're a senator now. I know obviously you weren't there at that point. Do you have any idea why they paid him $200,000?
No, I don't know why they paid him $200,000, but I know we sure as hell are wasting a lot of money fighting people we shouldn't be fighting. This is just stupid because you're telling the truth. So politicians do all this stuff behind closed doors and say, I'm a good guy. It's stupid. We can't be attacking you. We can't be attacking Tom DePel, who's a great Christian, hardworking man with kids who wants the best for Americans, just so people can keep their status. I don't donate to the Senate Victory Fund because they don't use our money wisely. And I know there's other senators who don't either. And we brought this up inside the Senate, and we can't have the what's his name? I don't even know his name. Mike Campbell.
Yeah.
Why is he still there if he's wasting the money that we're spending to help Republicans when we're fighting Republicans with it? This is crap. And one of the things that pisses me off is I'm going to all these meetings throughout northern Minnesota. And I mean, I know this, but hopefully people wake up. Why didn't you vote? Well, I don't have representation in the Republican Party. I feel like you're not doing anything for me. I feel like it's just what's important is in the cities. And it's true. We can't just focus on the cities. We need to listen to the people in outstate. If you want to win, talk to the people that I'm talking to, and they're going to come out and vote, and we're going to be Republican. But we got to quit pushing the party to the left and trying to become the old Democrat Party. It's stupid.
And you got to do something too.
Hold on. Yeah, but hold on. What's his name? The senator that was running the show, Osmek. He goes on the radio and says that the Republican Party needs to become pro-choice now. Oh, that's part of our Constitution. Freaking moron.
Yeah, you're alluding to how some moderate candidates need to be pro-choice in their districts. Like, oh, so you really don't believe anything? Yeah, that was a nice revelation.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, never wanted to come on our show, and actually stand up for himself. But they gotta stick to what they say. We stand for this, but they don't. They're lying. So let's stop attacking our own freaking party. Let's say, like I talked to Donna Bergstrom. David Hand will talk to me, but I talked to Donna. I said, you know what? We should hear from someone. I'm sorry, I screwed up. What should we do? Well, you should resign. But you're not bringing the party together. You're trying to push it apart, and then you're blaming people for things that
you did, and you're like, no, just forget about that shit. Like when Mandy's dad assaulted my wife, and I sent him the video, and they didn't do anything about it. I sent it to the police department, and they didn't do anything about it because Mandy's brother used to be a deputy sheriff in town.
By the way, no one,
crap.
I don't know. Most people know what you're talking about. Mandy Heffron used to run the Morrison County BPOU, the GOP. The GOP. By the way, I also heard I had the accusation was I was all behind David Hand's removal. I'm not even a state central delegate. Like, what are you talking about? So apparently, Mandy Heffron, the person that literally orchestrated cheating against you, that she trying to keep you to becoming a state senator, failed by the way, was the person at the MNGOP talking about caucuses. Like,
yeah, she was. So
I was like, what? The one that cheated? Like, what are you talking about? That's who you put up to talk about caucuses?
So I didn't actually hear her because as soon as she got on stage, I got up and I left. But Liberty filled me in. What she said is pretty funny because everything she said is everything we did. So apparently she didn't know what the rules were when I got elected. Now she's like, yep, this is how you can do, and this is what you can do, and these are the things you can do. You can vote in absentia, blah, 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 blah. Like, so then I went and I talked to some people. I'm like, that she needs to be gone. I was told that she'd be kicked out of the party for all the stuff she did. She's still there. Now she's working for Michelle Fischbach. So let's trust Michelle Fischbach when she has a cheater on her team. and a bully, someone who's assaulting my wife, and it's on video, and there's 150 people that saw it, and nothing's happened.
Yeah. Although I think Jen can stand for herself, you know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go to comments, and then we'll shut her down.
We don't have actually new comments on that topic, but.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, and
so, as far as I can see.
Don't you guys like the victory? Like, that doesn't get you going? The victory? Come on, it's the victory.
I don't know.
No, honestly, I don't blame him. It's like there's a lot of issues here. The surplus, the gun ruling, and then the wolf issue. These things get people riled up, right? And I think Wesenberg, you said it well. It's like, yeah, why are they attacking? Well, they don't. We know why they attack us, by the way. We know.
Yeah.
They see, this is why the Republican establishment comes after us. It's just sad they now have a government agency that's weaponized against us. That's the sad part. We understand why they attack us because they want a monopoly on center-right politics. You're not supposed to have a Wesenberg get elected to office. That's wrong. You're supposed to have a yes man. And ends up, they come after us because they want us out of politics. They want a monopoly. Well, how's that monopoly going for them, right? That's not good.
So, you know, what I thought was really interesting is before on State Central, I was walking down a hallway and I saw a lady talking to three people, and I recognized she was one of us. I can't remember her name, but it was some people from Otter Tail County, and they were yelling at her about how they give hundreds of thousands of dollars to the party and they pay for votes, and you have to do what I say because I'm important. And then I walked up, and one guy's like, "Oh, hi, Senator Wesenberg," shook my hand and walked away. And the other guy looks at me, he's like, "You're a Democrat, you're a Biden voter." I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, you need to be careful what you say because you are wrong and we're going to shut you up. So then the same people are sitting behind me as we get to the end, and it's like, who's going to vote out David Hand? I'm like the first one to stand up in the auditorium. I'm like, well, are other people going to stand up or what? So I stand up and they're like, "You're a Democrat, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, this is exactly what the Democrats do. They start whining and complaining because they can't get their way and someone is standing up for themselves. They said, "I don't hate you. I'm standing here. We should be working together." Yeah, I'm standing up because the person in charge has fumbled the football and he needs to be replaced. We need a new quarterback. And you don't keep the same quarterback when you continue to fail. So now I'm standing there telling these people, you need to shut up. And we give so much money to the party. You have to listen to us. No, how about we work together? How about you shut up? How about you not tell me that I should leave? You're important because you have money, and the rest of the people in the goddamn Minnesota don't matter. Right. So it's a bunch of bullshit.
Okay, I have to interrupt really quick. Bad Hat Harry on a roll today. Another $100 says Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
yeah,
Bad Hat.
Thank you.
What did he get? Like a bonus here?
I don't know. I don't know. It's very
$50
generous.
then $100. Do we just stay on air to see how much more we can get from Bad Hat Harry?
What do we want to talk about?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, this is actually a great show. We got Nathan Wesenberg in the Raw. I was wondering if we were going to get like a Steve Boyd endorsement from you there for a second when you were shit talking Michelle Fischbach.
Well, yeah. No, he's a good dude. I'll tell you that.
That's something there. Let's go to the comment section.
Mike Eller says, love it when the good guys win over the establishment. Billy 22, thank you, Senator, for standing up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I do. I know. That's what we try to do. See, this is the other thing is we're just not going to roll over and let these guys win. Wesenberg, it's almost worth you and I doing a show just the path to you getting elected. All the things that they did. It's amazing how they tried stopping you. In fact, maybe what we'll do, that would be a good segment of the 100th episode. If we can get Liberty in here, we have to feed him wings, by the way. Wouldn't that be a great show? What
Tucker
we got
again.
Here?
50 more if you do the 100th episode after 18:30. I'll be home at 7 p.m.-ish. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.
100th episode at
Tucker,
after 18:30 on Friday?
Yeah, he works at whatever time.
God, yeah, it would be kind of tough to do it without Tucker in the comments section.
He did give 100 today. I don't know.
Yeah, but Bad Ed Harry gave 150.
That's true.
Seriously,
Did
Bridget?
Bad Ed Harry weigh in on the time, though?
Bridget, seriously,
look.
I've never seen the Rumble rants come in like this before.
It's also Christmas,
We
though.
don't need Mega Jesse, clearly.
'Tis the season.
I don't know if that's true.
We clearly do not need Mega
Jesse
Jesse.
needs to be there, says Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Well, I get that, but I'm just saying, just from a monetary standpoint, you bring more game, more immediate value to the
I don't know
table.
why you're attributing, but okay, I'll take it.
Well, they can both be there.
I know, but he brings us down, apparently. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. This board just lighting up. I didn't know we had a red thing, I guess that's the $100 mark.
I think we've had it before.
What's
a
the
while ago.
$250 mark? What does that look like?
Bad Ed Harry says hard to do anything in the day. So
Yeah.
maybe Friday evening works better. I don't know.
Okay. Interesting. Decisions to make. I really don't want to upset Tucker, but
Oh, it looks
18
like Bad Hat as well says hard to do anything in the day.
What if we did Thursday evening? I'd rather do Thursday evening, and I don't have to coach basketball that day.
That's the day that Jesse is flying back, so he's going to get back that afternoon.
He would
right?
be fine. I think Jesse would be fine doing that.
Okay.
As long as he doesn't get a flight
We have
delayed,
to, yeah,
which
we have to
happens a
set
lot.
this up because we got to get William, Mr. Straight Lace, back in here. Bishovsky's already confirmed. He confirmed. I got a lot of planning to do, but I appreciate it. I think you guys get a weigh in. It seemed like everyone was fine with Friday, except for Tucker. But I'd hate to overlook Tucker because I think Tucker is probably one of the most consistent people we have in the live audience. And it's not lost on me. That's the only reason we're still doing the show, by the way, guys, is because of you. Like if we just did a show and no one was talking, like I don't know if we'd keep doing it, right?
Tucker works Thursday evening, so best of luck with your planning.
Holy crap. Okay.
It's going to be impossible to get every viewer, unfortunately.
I know. I'm just saying, like Tucker, to me, it's like, how do you rank our big fans? There's a tier. You
I don't
get
think
the,
that you do that.
the Tuckers and the Bad Hats and the Napkinators and you
I
get
don't. I would.
the Patriot Carla Nelson and the T and K Wall. These are, and now I feel bad I even did this because I'm going to forget
You're
people.
gonna
Billy
forget some
22. Brad Ganser's probably second tier.
Razzle Dazzles, don't
Just
forget.
Razzle Dazzle up there. Brad Ganser down here a little bit. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we gotta figure this thing out. What are you doing next weekend, Wesenberger?
Well, you're gonna have to buy a lot of wings. We were thinking about going deer hunting over in Green Bay.
Oh, is it a late season? What is it? Late season?
Yeah,
doe
late season 24 to 31st over at Paul's parents' house. Yeah,
Oh, that's so cute. You guys are going to Paul's parents again.
that's right. Yeah.
Can
We'll
you
be the only
shoot?
ones there.
Can you shoot more does? Like, isn't
Yeah,
that
it's
what
a
late
late
season?
doe season? Yep,
But,
it's
but,
late doe season.
but you've already shot 2. Like, how many tags did they give?
4.
Oh my God, jeez.
And the late season is different than the regular season. So you
It's
get
a different
more.
tag.
Yeah.
What's the tag cost?
For
non-resident.
I don't even know. I haven't looked into it yet.
Yeah, because they increased the tags this year. It was $200.
Yep,
I think you were the one.
We may not be going there. It's up in the air. So, if you can find us a good spot to hunt in the cities, then we'll be at the show.
Yeah, I do. Well, wait, you guys don't bow hunt. I got a good bow hunting spot.
I bow hunt.
Do you bow hunt?
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Do I
text-
bow hunt? Do I have a beard?
I didn't know you bow hunted. I'd always be worried about that getting caught in the string.
Yeah.
What do you shoot?
It's.
What do you shoot, Nathan?
I've got a bear.
I could have guessed that, by the way.
Counter.
I could have guessed that you shoot bear archery. I could have guessed that.
Well, at the time I bought it, it was top of the line for a cheaper model. It was like $400 10 years ago. And it's still, I mean, it still shoots fine. 30-yard pin.
Listen, Fred
0
Bear.
0 to 30.
Fred Bear was like the pioneer of modern day
Oh, yeah.
archery. So
Yeah.
like total respect, right? You know, I'm a Matthews
Yep.
guy because I grew up in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So, you know, Sparta was real nearby, and
Well, I'm looking at Matthew. Those are nice bows. They're expensive, but they're nice.
they're very expensive. I sold a mountain bike to buy it, like
Yeah.
2016. And by the way, it's just funny. This bow is beautiful. Like I got the Matthews Halon, and I
Yep.
bought it I think 2016 after missing an elk with a bow. I was like, it's time to upgrade my bow. And you know, you just run into the people that buy new bows every other year or even every year, and I'm just like, my God, my bow's still perfectly fine. You know, it's like, but.
Yeah, I think I've had my bow for 10 years, and it's fine.
Right. Yeah. All right. Anything else in the comment section here?
Not so much.
Work has been great, but cuts into my
Just
A
small
for L
things.
time. I love it, Bad
Yeah.
Ad Erie. That's great. All right. Well, we'll be back for Thursday for sure. We'll have a definitive decision on the final 100th episode of the season and the guests and the lineup. I think it'll be a fun show. I think bringing out some drinks is a good idea for that show. Bridget, what about you?
Ooh, Brad, $10. Sold a mountain bike for a bow. It kind of shows. Okay.
That's why there's tears here. That's why
I
there are
know.
tears. What
Did
an
Brad give
asshole.
earlier? No, he didn't.
What an
For 10
asshole.
bucks.
Brad Ganser. And look, a cheapskate, too, with the season of giving, and he comes in at $10 just to insult me. It's
Right.
unbelievable.
But you got to read it. It's a Rumble rant.
Yeah, I know. It's the rules. Apparently, we got to follow the rules. Not like the Republican Party. Oh, a duo, Jesse and Bridget. That's demanded by Razzle Dazzle. All right, so
Razzle
Bridget,
Dazzle.
what's your schedule? Are you able to do the show, 100th episode?
Oh, I won't be here, actually.
Are you back in Kansas?
Yeah. Sorry, I just remembered.
This whole time she's like, "Oh yeah, well that evening would work," or that.
I never
oh,
said
I'm not
that.
gonna be
no,
there
I'm
though.
saying for people. People were saying what would work for them.
That's so
I don't think it
funny.
ever said would work for me.
Maybe
but
it's destiny. I
guess
mean,
it just
Tucker
hit
is
that I
now
won't
like,
be
well,
here."
I guess I'm not missing much, you know?
No, I will not be in town.
All right. Well, we'll zoom you in. How's that sound? Because you're going,
Sure.
you going to family? Is that
Yeah,
what you're doing?
I'll be home,
okay.
yeah.
We'll zoom you in. We will have a good show for you guys. 100th episode. I can't believe it. It's humbling to know that we've lasted this long, right? Could have failed. So, Senator Wesenberg, thank you very much for the update on hunting and all the other comments. And America. And we'll be back on Thursday with Mark Bashowski and whoever else is able to come in. See you then.